So welcome, ladies and gentlemen, it's Q&A episode, is it 3 now? I think we're number 3 or 4, yeah, I think it is 3. I'm going to be using a headset microphone today, because the webcam one is, it's kind of iffy. So these are the old school, completely destroyed PX21s, these are my old ones, and this is what I'm going to use. So hopefully it's a little bit better when it comes to the audio. And of course, we're going to dive straight into it. Before we do so, guys, let me show you this my lamp. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it. It can change colours. So check out the old background here. If we go to have a look at that. Look at that for some effects. Change it up just a little bit. There's actually quite a few functions with this lamp. You can do a 7-color crossfade. You can change red. I mean, look how dark that gets. It's pretty mental. I do love it because you can turn it on and off on the fly. So, there we go. Thought I'd just show you that. But anyway, let's dive into it. The questions for today. Obviously, the PES 2017 news came out. Fantastic stuff. But it's time to get back to business. I mean, it was alright. It was a little bit of an announcement. Nothing too special. We've got to wait to see when we get our hands onto it. I don't know about the Champions League. I recorded this actually before the final. So, yeah. That's why I don't really know who's won it. Could be either one. Anyway, let's dive into it. The first question from Owen Wilson. He says, TTB, have you ever thought about doing different free kicks? I know he's asked me a couple of times in my videos, my FIFA ones, about why I don't mix it up. Generally, I'll do the power free kick, or I'll just curl it slow around the wall. For me, there's no point doing anything else. I mean, it doesn't work that great doing sort of 3 people. I mean, how many times do you see sort of 2 or 3 people nowadays taking free kicks? You just don't. You really don't. You just see them take one person, Payet comes in, bashes one in the top corner. So I don't really do it, mainly as well because I can't be asked to learn all the different buttons and combinations. It's so complicated. It's like hold L1 and then press square and then X and then do a backflip. It's mental. So that's why I don't do it. Omar the Gamer, he's asked me this a couple of times and I forgot to answer his question, but he says, why don't you have an American accent? For you guys that don't know, I do live in Florida. I have been here 11 years. I moved here when I was 16. And no, I don't have an American accent, mainly because I didn't want to lose my my English accent. You know, I tried keeping it. My brother, who came here when he was 9, still has his. Yeah, he does say the American slang every now and then when he's playing online, and you know, I will say a little bit, maybe pronounce things a little bit more Americano, if not a word, but if I'm with, say, my bird, or, you know, an American mate, or whatever, yeah, I will talk maybe a little bit different, but when I'm with my British friends over here, you know, I'll talk more British, so it's just kind of the way it is, but I try to keep it, and, yeah, there we have it. This is from Samantimba Allen. Sorry, I forgot that wrong. Hey, bro, thanks for keeping me entertained. Fellow web developer here. Very nice. What do you use to develop your websites? Joomla, WordPress? I use WordPress mainly at the moment. That's what PES Universe runs off. I just think it's easy. It works well. It's intuitive. And when I was sort of working for someone else, he was very old school. He used like HTML tables, so I'd even go far as to back to then. Don't recommend it. Absolute shambles nowadays, especially for mobile responsive sites. You don't want to be using tables, but hey, he was my boss. What kind of work do you do outside YouTube and PES Universe? Well, I'm currently waiting for sort of a work permit to come in. When that does happen, then I'm going to be looking. Any kind of job, to be honest. I honestly don't care. I'll work at the gym if I have to. But ultimately, yeah, I want to do web development. I do a bit of freelancing, so that's sort of the main thing along with YouTube at the moment. And this final question, it's rare for gamers to have girlfriends. How did you meet yours? Greetings from Uganda. I actually met her online. Yes, I met her online. One day I was on there. I actually just broke up with my last relationship not too long before. I just went straight into it, boys and girls. Straight into it. I had an online. I had a look. At the time, I was just looking for friends. You know, why not? But we met up downtown and we just sort of clicked. So there we have it. Although I did sort of tell my parents that I met her at a party. She was telling her friends that we met online. It was a bit of a shambles. So in the end we just said, sod it. We'll just tell everyone, yeah, we met online. But nowadays, you know, it's a way of meeting people. I mean, I don't use Tinder and all that. Definitely not now. From Hussar16, do you think Rooney is overrated? Because he should have been transferred out of Man United in 2010. It's 2016 and he's still there and he's not good. Well, I wouldn't say he's not good. I mean, Rooney has changed. He used to be a prolific forward, and then he's now tapered back towards midfield. I think Rooney is a midfielder now. I don't think he's crap, but he's not a forward, and for a forward, no, he wasn't good enough. He wasn't scoring enough goals. To score, like, 5 goals in 25 matches as a forward, that is terrible. That's not a good record. But as a midfielder, it isn't too bad. So yeah, he's not crap. He definitely isn't. But he's a midfielder now. And it'll be interesting to see what, Jose Mourinho, as he's now gone to United. Interesting. We'll see what happens there. To see what happens with Rooney, where he'll play him. It's going to be interesting what Mourinho does. Definitely. But yeah, good question. This is from Goalkeeping Showcase again. He says, do you think Casillas leaving Real Madrid was a bad thing, or was it a good thing for him to leave Real Madrid and let Navas be Madrid's #1? Do you think Real Madrid would have done better? Honestly, I don't rate Navas. I don't rate Iker Casillas that good anymore. Really, I don't. Back in the day, yeah, 3-4 years ago, probably up there with the best. But now, no. He was getting to that point at Real Madrid where they needed to let him go. And they did, and it was the right decision, personally. So he's off at Porto. I don't think he's doing that much there anyway. So for me, yeah, I don't rate him that highly. So I think they did the right thing. Let a younger goalkeeper come in and see what he can do. Let's see. This guy, Mohamed Tunkara, says, you don't like Smalling, that's why he's not in your Man United Master League. No, I got rid of him. I don't rate Smalling. He shouldn't even be... I was the England captain the other day. Shouldn't even be in... I don't rate the guy. Honestly, don't. I think he fouls too much. And if you put him out in a Sunday League team, probably get sent off. I know Kakarot, if that's how you pronounce it this time. He did ask me to pick my England starting lineup for Euros and show it on the screen. I'll do that for next week, mate. So next week, I will get that sorted for you. Nafal Quadri Ramadan. Who is your favourite footballer ever? When I was a kid, when I was a young lad, about 8 or 9, I used to love Andrei Kanchelskis. For you guys who don't know who he is, a former Manchester United man with the likes of Ryan Giggs and Paul Scholes and all those boys back in the day. He used to be my favourite player, Kanchelskis. I used to wear his shirt, used to play in his position. I don't know, I just absolutely loved him. Everyone else loved the likes of Giggs or Beckham and all them, and I just loved Kanchelskis. I mean, it's sort of gone through the years now. Ronaldo was, when he went to Man United, easily my favourite player because the guy was just a tank, an absolute tank. Different class. His record for goal scoring was phenomenal. And Sir Alex Ferguson picking him up for 12 million and selling him for 80 plus. I think that's one of the buys of the buys of the century at that point, or even in the whole decade, to be honest. Sorry, other way round. I meant decade and then the whole century. There we go, idiot. Papa EE5 says, will you show us your family or a blog or something? I'm not a big blogger, I'm not a big vlogger. I don't really like being on camera all the time, in my face, showing you guys my life and all that. Maybe if I got to the point of having hundreds and hundreds of thousands of subscribers, but I don't think my family want to be on camera, definitely not. So, maybe in the future, but at the moment, I think we'll stick to what we have. Glenn Bennett, my question, have you ever considered doing a Football Manager save? I've been asked this a few times as well, to be honest. And I just don't think it would be interesting. Championship Manager, Football Manager, I used to play back in the day. Don't get me wrong. Used to enjoy it, sit on the computer for hours on end. But I don't think it'd be that fun to watch just because there's no real gameplay. I like to show them gameplay. I know there's a lot of channels out there that just show opening ball packs and offline and no gameplay at all. But for me, I think you've got to have some sort of gameplay. So yeah, I just don't find the game that exciting to the point where you guys would find it interesting. So there we have it. Let's have a look. Andre Davis says, what do you think of the AI in PES? Well, I think you guys know what I think about the AI. It's hit and miss. It's hit and miss. Sometimes it's phenomenal. Sometimes it's crap. It's a real ball bag. I mean, the game sometimes, generally if you get a crappy first half where the AI do nothing, the second half they'll do something, or vice versa. But it's not good enough. The AI, they're talking about this adaptive AI in the new PES 2017, which, to be honest with you, they've been saying for a while. They had the whole, I don't know when it was, the team thing before, where if you play a certain way, they'll close you down. They don't. It was complete crap, to be honest. They were lying out there, you know, the backside. So we'll see. We'll see if the AI takes a step up. I think honestly, that's got to be sort of their #1 priority is the AI, because it won't be, because online now is a big thing, so they're going to be worrying about my club. But for people like me and you guys that like to play Master League, become a legend, AI has to be, you know, sorted out first. So come on, Konami, do it for us. Cat Master says, for you, which company is better, Konami or EA? Now that's a real tough question, isn't it? Because, I mean, there's no doubt EA are better at marketing. They're better at showcasing things, getting it out there to the public. But they're also just, you know, they're money grabbers at the end of the day. You know, they make so much money on Ultimate Team that they're not really worried too much about other things. As long as they make the money, they're fine. They have the presentation, they have the broadcast, they have the licenses. EA have everything going for them when it comes to, like, FIFA. Konami, it's difficult for them. They're nowhere near as big. They struggle to market the game. They struggle to, you know, get the licenses because they don't have that money. So, I mean, who is better? I mean, you can throw it up in the air. You could literally pick out of a hat and choose one, and that would be your answer, because they're both completely different. Konami is nowhere near the size of EA. EA has franchises all over the shop with Battlefield, you know, Star Wars, and all the things they do. So it's a tough one. It really is. You guys make the decision. I know there's a lot of people that like EA and hate them, and actually I think EA were like the #1 hated company for a while from some award thing. I don't know. So that just goes to show you what it's all about. Abstract Cloud, a little bit different here. He says, what do you think of Donald Trump's presidential campaign? I think it's a joke. I think it's an absolute joke that Donald Trump is trying to be president. And if people honestly are voting for him, what are they trying to achieve here? It's the country, the world is going to turn into absolute turmoil and shambles of a shambolic shambles. It's going to be a joke if Donald Trump becomes president. So, I mean, that's it. That's it in a nutshell. I think most of the people in the world realise who he is, that he's not all there in the head, and he's just doing it because, I mean, isn't the guy like severely in debt? He spent so much money that even me, you, everyone else has more money than him technically because he's in debt. He's bankrupt. God knows what. But either way, the guy's all over the place. Me no likey. Alright, and the final question, this is from Squez, S-Q-U-E-Z, sorry if I pronounced that wrong, it's a tough one. Will you ever do a video with your brother? Funny story, because my channel initially was meant to be me and my brother, who's gaming away. That's why it's called TheTrueBrits and not The True Brit. My mum actually came up with the name. We were like, well, what kind of a name could we put out there that sort of showcases who we are? We are British. I'm half Italian, so I'm not technically true British, but still, I'm British. You listen to my voice, you know where I'm from. So we went with the True Brits. He did a couple of videos with me. You guys will see it on my channel if you check them out, like the Olympic videos. We did a few together. But then he just sort of, I took over, and I said, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead. He didn't really do half of them. He was half-arsing it, so I took over the channel. And I'm here where I am here today. So there we go. He has his own gaming thing. I think he's a real LOL gamer. Plays League of Legends, plays Counter-Strike. He's always gaming. He's pretty good at them, so he wants to kind of do some streaming one day. But we'll wait and see. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. We'll be back next week. Lots of coverage to come. If there's any more news about PES 2017, check out my channel, because we're obviously going to have it along with FIFA 17. So there we have it. But until next time, take care.